Thinking of buying an RK tractor from Rural King? Watch this video to get my honest opinion and whether or not I would buy one again. Hey guys, Jimmy Lee, Tennessee here with another review for you. So today I'm going to be going over my Rural King Rk37 tractor. I did get the shuttle shift. I was hoping, or am hopeful that it will last longer than the hydrostatic. I don't know that for sure. I don't have any scientific data to back that, but that's just my, I'm going to say my opinion. But anyways, I got the 37 horsepower, or Rk37, I don't know exactly what the horsepower is on it, shuttle shift tractor. And I got it originally because I bought some property and I was going to need to rent equipment and do some land clearing, put in a road. This was undeveloped land, so I needed to take down some trees, do some things. So I got the Rk37 with the cab and the backhoe attachment. Now, the tractor has been very good for what I've been using it for. Now, there are some downfalls to it, so I'm going to go over those. But I'm going to go over first the things that I really like about the tractor, okay? So the first things I'm going to start with, this thing is really tough. It is extremely tough. I've done things that I thought might have broken this tractor, not intentionally, but driving around like trees, these things tend to get caught. These little air vents on the tractor, they tend to get caught by trees a lot because you can't see them in the rear view mirror, and I'm being careful. So for those of you out there who think I'm not, paying attention, I'm paying attention, but it just happens when you're going around trees and the mirrors as well. That being said, I had an incident where I got this thing against a tree, okay, on this side, and I was going to basically disconnect or unconnect my brake pedals so that I could use them, individually and try to do like a tractor turn to get the thing away from it. Well, when I did, I hit the wrong pedal by mistake and pushed this thing further into the tree. And I heard like crunching, and I was like, that's great, this thing is broken. And needless to say, there's nothing wrong with it but some surface scratches. I couldn't believe it. The plastics on this thing, the quality is exceptionally well. And it just feels solid, man. Like, there's certain things about the tractor that do feel cheap, okay? But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But anyways, the backhoe is very strong for what it is. It's not a full-size backhoe. It's pretty close. It looks huge in the in the video here, but it's actually really strong for what it is. So that's good. The AC in this thing works great. It's it stays very cold in there. The radio is very loud. It's got a Kenwood stereo in it, super loud in there, like the radio. As well as the engine noise, which we'll get to in a second. I like how easy the tractor is to use. It's very user friendly. It's it's pretty good when it comes to controls and all that. The power steering's really easy to turn. The hydraulics work pretty well. The lights are super bright on this thing. It does have front and rear windshield wipers, so that's pretty cool. So you can actually spray with windshield washer fluid just like you would in a car and clean your windshield. It's got the bucket leveler. On the front bucket there, you have that bucket leveler, so you can tell when your bucket's level or when it's not. That's really cool. Everything's well protected. It's got guards all over everything. You got a brush guard on the front. It's really good, man. I mean, overall, it's been a good purchase, and I would definitely do it again. But I am going to tell you guys what I dislike about this thing, okay? So for starters, it is extremely loud inside, like I said. Not just the radio. It's actually locked right now. Not just the radio, but the engine noise. You almost have to have earplugs on to drive this thing. That's super annoying. You can see it's got a very nice cab in here, very good quality. Everything feels really good quality in here. This floor mat does move, which is annoying. If you get out on a hill, it'll kind of like press up, so that's kind of annoying. And you don't really have like any kind of storage in here. You don't have a cup holder. I mean, you got a cup holder, but you don't have like if you have a big water bottle, it's not going to fit in this. This is all the storage you have in here. There's nowhere to put anything. You do have a small toolbox down here under the step, but that's really annoying because I've got a big water bottle and I throw it behind the seat here, but it always like gets caught in the little suspension mechanism of the seat. The seat's very comfortable, I will say that, but that's really annoying that they couldn't give you like a little cubby or something in here to hold something. Would have been a good thing. Now, the next thing I don't like about this thing is going to have to be the controls, like we'll say, not necessarily the controls, but the shifting. When you shift gears in this thing, it's very clunky. Whenever you go to like you know, pull it from forward to reverse, it's very, very clunky, and sometimes it jumps out of gear. So like you can see the gear shifter. If I don't push this thing all the way forward or all the way backward when I'm shifting gears, like let's say I put it about right there, this thing will jump out. And then if you don't press the clutch and wait before you put it back in gear, or press the clutch and go to neutral, then back to the gear, it grinds. So that's kind of annoying, okay? Now the range selector for medium, high, and low, this thing does not work very well. I mean, you have to like press the clutch and kind of like rock the tractor sometimes to get it to go in. Now, I don't know if that's going to get easier as this thing gets, you know, as it wears. Hopefully it does, but it is just really, really hard to shift. That's one thing I don't like. But as far as the controls, like I said previously, they are, you know, in good places. I mean, it's very user friendly, but other than these, you know, the shifting, that's kind of annoying. Now, when you do shift, the tractor has, you know, and you let the clutch out, it has plenty of power. You hardly ever have to touch the throttle. It is very strong. This is a very, very strong, well-built tractor. I'm extremely impressed with it. But yeah, that's some of the things I dislike about the tractor. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I missed. One thing really quick that I missed on this tractor video, the brakes suck on this thing. Now, I don't know if it's just mine. I don't know if they were installed incorrectly, whether they need adjusted, more to come. But the brakes, you really have to stand on the brakes if you're on any kind of incline to get this thing to stop. I mean, even if you're using the clutch, of course. But the brakes are not good. So I did just want to interject really quick to say that. Other than the noise inside, I mean, it's so loud. Like, it's got a Bluetooth capable stereo to where you can talk on the phone, but you'd have to be sitting and idling, and even then you're really going to have to raise your voice for someone to hear you. So that is kind of annoying. I will say this, I don't like where they put the transmission filter on this thing. It's more of a strainer. I have a funnel here that I just keep there, but the strainer is actually like up under the side of this thing. And when you try, there's like a crossbar there, if you guys can see down in there, it runs from back to front. When you try to take the transmission strainer out to clean it, you hit the side of that. So you have to remove that to take that strainer out. I don't like that. But I will say this backhoe is really easy to disconnect, like to hook up and take off. That's really cool. I wish they would have marked the hoses, because easy to get them backwards. They will connect backwards. So make sure that, you know, when you do disconnect it, that the hose, you know, this side, the hose connects to this side of the port, if that makes sense. They're parallel. The hoses are crossed, but they are parallel. So left to left, right to right, if that makes sense. I would have liked to have had, another thing, I would have liked to have had a better, you know, footrest situation. When you're operating this backhoe and you're on a hill, you really, like, you're kind of leaning forward or backward, so you really need something to like put your feet against, you know, when you're operating. So say if I had this tractor turned around, I'm on a slope right now, but if I had the backhoe downhill, you really need like a little footrest or some pegs here or something to put your feet against to keep yourself from sliding out of that seat. So that's kind of annoying. The tractor is really good on diesel though. I forgot to say that, so sorry if this is kind of unorganized, but I just wanted to go over the tractor briefly before I start working for the day. It's really good on diesel fuel, so that's cool. And it doesn't really do the exhaust regen that much. I've had that light come on like twice. When you put it in four-wheel drive, it does excellent. And it does have the locking differential in the rear, so you just kind of press that down with your heel when you're operating it. But other than that, I mean, this has been a great tractor, guys. It's done things that I wouldn't believe it would do. I mean, you can see all of this land has been cleared with this tractor. I mean, and I've even built roads. You can't really see them from this angle, but I've built roads here, and this thing just keeps on ticking. So I'm really hoping it's going to be a good tractor. I did break a digging tooth when I had the tractor. I was using it. After about 30 minutes, I broke one of these digging tooths on the bucket, and I think that was just a fluke accident, right? Or freak accident, I should say, because it hasn't done that again. I've dug with it a lot. Like, I have used this thing. I mean, you can tell how many trees I've pushed down and dug up. I mean, but it was like 30 minutes and I broke a digging tooth, and they did replace it at Rural King, you know, for free, of course, but it might have just been a freak accident or bad cast. I'm not sure, but that was kind of annoying. And the hydraulics do leak down on the backhoe. If you're driving it, it doesn't take long once the weight's on against it. So like, in other words, if I'm driving uphill and this backhoe's not pinned, it has a place for pins to lock it up or down. But I always leave those out because I'm using the backhoe so much. But if you're driving up a hill, that bucket will drift down and be dragging behind you if you're not careful. So, But yeah, I mean, it's a tractor, you guys. I know those of you out there have probably done your research. I'm hoping that Rural King holds up the warranty. If should there be any warranty issues, I did service it. It was very easy to service, so that was really good. I can make a video on that whole process if you guys like. But yeah, I mean, it's a very solid built tractor. I've been using this thing like a bulldozer, guys, and it has not let up. I mean, I've pushed trees down. It's crazy, but I can't see that you would really need, maybe if you were like a harvester out west or something, you might need a tractor bigger than this one, but this one's going to do 99% of what you want to do unless you're a commercial farmer. And even then it might, I don't know, but I would say you'd probably want like the bigger, the 55 turbo or something with the Deutz engine. But you guys for watching. I've got some work to do today. Got to try to get some of these trees cleaned up. I might even use the thumb and the backhoe and pick that up, you know, pick them up and move them. But if you guys think of any questions, please comment below. Let me know if I missed anything, and please subscribe to my channel because it's going to help me to keep making these videos. I want to get a lot more professional, maybe get some better gear, a microphone, try to get better at these videos. But thanks for watching. Stay safe, guys.